We call on all Yoruba people at home and in diaspora to rise up to the challenge, to protect and defend our land and people against internal Fulani colonizers. Several of them have said it in the north, governors or whatever. It is time to Yorubas get arms to defend ourselves as individuals and to defend ourselves as a collective. If not, the genocidal agenda of the Fulani and the oligarchy comes to pass.
What a time to be alive in Nigeria. I've never seen in the history of Nigeria where everybody, when I mean everybody, people from different spheres of life calling for Nigerians to carry arms. The other day, Femi Falana, the senior advocate of Nigeria, was telling Nigerians how to buy arms and register arms for their self-defense. The other day, that was last week, the senator representing Delta North, that is my own senator, Prince Ned Nwoko, was also calling Nigerians to bear arms and also telling the government to allow them to bear arms. He himself is now sponsoring the bill to enable Nigerians to bear arms freely because they believe that Nigerian security agencies are not enough in their number to protect Nigerians, and the ones that we have now are protecting politicians and leaving the vulnerable citizens of Nigeria to face mayhem from all these terrorists. Now, the Yoruba Revolutionary Group says that they want Nigeria to be dissolved. They said it is time for Yoruba people to carry arms. You see, when you are hearing all these things from different angles, it's an indication that we are already in anarchy. The state of anarchy is what we are already in because we have incompetent leaders who don't know their responsibility as governor, as a president, as a military and chief of staff, and so on and so forth. This is the worst situation we have seen in Nigeria.
Gentlemen and ladies of the president in absentia, we of the Yoruba Revolutionary Movement neither call this press conference to merely catalogue the tales of woes of the Nigerian people, nor the ugly scenario experience of the Yoruba within the failed Nigerian state. From day one, our people were forcefully merged with other hitherto peacefully coexisting ethnic nationality for the sole economic benefit of the British colonialists and our Western imperialist allies. We are here to reiterate our call for the peaceful dissolution of Nigeria, a shielded call which started after the criminal annulment of the world acknowledged freest, fairest, most peaceful and most credible presidential election in the history of Nigeria, won by Chief M.K. Abiola, a Yoruba. The annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election by Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida military dictatorship, the struggle to end military rule and to actualize the people's mandate given to M.K. Abiola and led to a protracted struggle by the pro-democracy forces and the inevitable birth of Yoruba self-determination groups. Odua Youth Movement is the first of such self-determination group. It was founded in 1994, whereas the OPC came into being in June 1995. We have one Odua self-defense corps that later culminated into Odua Liberation movement. Odua Youth Movement pioneered historic efforts with the Odua People's Congress being the most mass-based Yoruba self-determination organization before the internal contradictions within the group led to the birth of Yoruba Revolutionary Movement on Sunday, November 21st, 1999. It should be very clear to us at the time, we here were members of Odua People's Congress. During the crisis, internal crisis in OPC, we aligned with the Ghanaian Adams Group. In fact, I was one of the clear Canadian as national coordinator of OPC on March 2nd, 1999 at number 18, Orishoga. And I later became the head of our small militia. So part of what led to that crisis, that is the covert meeting between Dr. Fasil and some state actors that led to our fight. The Ghanaians and some were doing sin that led to our pulling out of that group on November 21st, 1999. As the Revolutionary Splinter Group of OPC, we have maintained the call for the Yoruba Constitutional Assembly, an assembly of the Yoruba working people, artisans, peasants, students, professional-based organizations, the physically challenged, market men and women, the Yoruba obas and chiefs, academics, political elites, organized labor, the informal sector workers, and other social forces within the Yoruba country, including representatives of our kids and kings outside the western region of Nigeria and others in the diaspora. The Constituent Assembly we are talking about is a conference of the Yoruba people to decide their fate. It will be counterproductive if an organization or a set of organizations just declare the Republic tomorrow. But if we have our own Constituent Assembly, where the Yorubas were gathered, including those in western parts of Nigeria, the Yoruba land, because we recently have our kings in Kogi, Kwara, and some parts of South, yes, Edo and Delta. If they agree to be part of a self-determining, a sovereign Yoruba nation, I think we equally want our people in diaspora, like our people that was balkanized, they were severed away from Nigeria when the imperialists, the colonialists, split our nation. Some of our regions were in Gambia today, some of them were in Sierra Leone, some were in the Republic, some were in Ghana, some were in Togo. So they equally have chance to participate in the sovereign Yoruba Constituent Assembly that we are convening for, which is the cause of why we call this press conference. The Yoruba Constituent Assembly will be an opportunity for the Yoruba to aggregate our collective interest, speak with one voice on how and why we cannot continue to live with other ethnic groups whom we do not share same norms, traditions, values, and vision. I don't think the same Yoruba person will be comfortable to split the truth of a fellow human being in the name of one religion or entity. I don't think we share common heritage, religion and tradition, such people that can start meeting burning and many people just because the beauty pageant hold any part of their land. I don't think they have anything in common. Ordinarily, they were existing, we were trading together towards the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885. That the Europeans were fighting among themselves. They now see the opportunity to plunder and pillage our own resources. That is why they forced the peacefully ordinary coexisting ethnicities in Nigeria together. Yes, our people have been trading with people. They have been trading with the Hausa. They were trading with people, Europe and others. But it was British that forced us together. But some of the traits that some of these personalities were exhibiting in the present, we are not comfortable with it. It's better go our own way. the conference will also give us the opportunity to articulate the socio-political order to govern the sovereign Yoruba nation, because our struggle for self-determination is also for the social emancipation of our people. It is not enough for us to just declare a sovereign state. If at the end of the day we have a sovereign state and what we experience in Nigeria today is equally prevalent, it's a wasted effort. So we are saying that rather than embrace the new liberal economic policies being practiced by governments of the day, and even since 1999, our people will remain impoverished. Right? The likes of Tinubu and others who are cornering our collective patrimony for self, they will be in ascendancy again. So we are saying that our struggle for social self-determination is intertwined with our struggle for social emancipation. We are tired of calling for the autonomy of Nigeria to reflect a general federal union, a call which has fallen on deaf ears in the last 2 decades. Our struggle and commitment to Europe as an organization is for the exit of the Yoruba nation from the failed British construction of Nigeria. We have tried this, we called for us to just leave Nigeria. That's why we are part of OPC. That is why we are part of other groups that formed what was later called, in fact, I was not a Christian, Coalition of Yoruba Self-Determination. That is why for us to speak with one voice at that time, so that these are things that we want out of Nigeria. Because Nigeria is a failed state, as we know gathering today. If not, it will not be easy for kidnapping and banditry and other social vices to be prevalent without the government waking up to its constitutional responsibility. And this is the primary assignment of any government, is to protect the life and property of our people. Before you are talking of their social well-being, that will advance their progress and prosperity. Dear members of the fortress, we are all aware, without being told, that the Yoruba nation and our people are facing existential threats from Moredi Fulani aristocracy, who have unleashed their terror gang against our people in our land. We need those who are acting hostage to compromise to their compromised faith and false consciousness. Because some Yoruba will telling you, Yoruba, yes, Nigeria has come to stay. You have to pray. We didn't see the Israelites and the Palestinians pray. They were fighting for their independence. Whereas the Palestinians were saying, enough of annexation of our land. The Israelis were saying, we are not comfortable with your having a sovereign state. They were not waiting for any God. And they did not resort to any evil. Like some of the left movement in Nigeria now, they were saying that, no, it is strong, it is anti-masses for you to call for a sovereign, for an independent nation. Whereas they continue killing us. People were not comfortable. Other they gang up against Indigo. They were not comfortable for them to rule. And they are saying they want to rule themselves. Why not allow them to go? If they're not comfortable, that they should take up the mantle of leadership. These are things that we are trying to say, that those who are against the self-determination of the Yoruba, those who are against the self-determination of Niger Delta people, those who are against the self-determination as championed by IPOB and others, they have false consciousness. Because even Russia, in the past, it used to be Poland, Russia. But at the end of the day, they have their way. Yugoslavia was split. There is no country in Europe that is as big as Nigeria. They were prosperous nation, and they do not have the resources that our different nationalities that are born in the land of our different ethnic nationalities. We are too big. We are too big for nonsense. Nigeria is, if you remove the G Nigeria being the giant of Africa, it means Nigeria is an ant in Africa. The other regarding agenda to Islamize Nigeria, believe it or not, it is true. And to bury the Quran in the Arabic is being executed with precision. That's why Buhari allowed them to come from every local corner of the world. These people that are giving away in other West African states, they allow them. So they see it as the only hope. They see Nigeria as the only hope where they can live. We can call them their landless people because they have been rejected. The flag they have been rejected by their Arab brothers, so they now see opportunity to seize the space in Nigeria, and that is what we are saying. We cannot no longer condone. The sinister plots to take over our land is evident in the occupation of our forest and the systematic killings of Yoruba Obas one after the other. They could have been doing the same thing in the southwest. Not until IPOB and others, they pick up arms. So they were afraid. It's not as if the Yorubas were coward, but they have the vision and the first hope in the Tinubu presidency. Tinubu, I feel called for what we are calling for in 1997. They did see the opportunity to rule Nigeria and to continue to he was part of those who are looting the treasure. He was benefiting at the expense of our people. The unprovoked killing of our people in their farms, the rape of our women, both young and the elderly, the kidnapping for ransom, to buy more weapons, to pursue their genocidal agenda. The killing of our traditional rulers will not stop unless we the Yorubas take our destiny in our hands to stop Yoruba land as a killing field. We are becoming a killing field. Death, the cheapest thing on that Tinubu's government is untimely death. No food, or any other thing. Death, here and there. Also, let it be known that the same religious class is seriously engaged with the national ruling class and the imperialist laws, whose interests are to turn Nigeria into a dumping ground, as well as a pit where they will be digging out our raw materials and take same away without recourse to the need for Nigeria to produce and be the pride of Africa as great producers. This sinister plot is being executed all over from Ekiti to Ogun State, as our people resources are being plundered and taken abroad, while the masses suffer untold hardship. This neoliberal agenda is meant to destroy the future of Yoruba youth and people, such that we have nothing in resources to depend on the future. On the future, Yoruba stand against the wickedness in neoliberalism and believe that Yoruba resources should be used for Yoruba people. How long shall our people suffer when we have further called such suffering, and we are suffering in the midst of plenty. A Tinubu down to the throne of imperialist power to hastily against the content and letter exploring the submission, to claim he removed this scam subsidy. The result is the mortgage compromise that ended the legal tussle for the presidential team, and he will continue to implement IMF and World Bank imposed neoliberal economic policies, in which they are telling us all public enterprises has to be sold to private hands. They claim it will be not better. What are we doing? They increase the prices. At the end of the day, we are not getting better services. At least they were saying that they are going to remove subsidy on the electricity. It is just another name to increase price, and that is the agenda of the IMF and others. We call on all Yoruba people at home and in diaspora to rise up to the challenge, to protect and defend our land and people against internal Fulani colonizers. Several of them have said it in the north, governors or whatever. It is time to Yorubas get arms to defend ourselves as individuals and to defend ourselves as a collective. If not, the genocidal agenda of the Fulani and under the oligarchy comes to pass.
Yoruba, ìṣọ̀kan wa fún Republic, Oòduà àgbèwà, Oòduà àgbèwà, ìjàngbara ọmọ Oòduà, òmìnira Yorùbá, ìṣọ̀kan wa fún Republic.